What's going on, everybody? My name is Mark, and I'm going to be watching and reacting to the Game of Thrones prequel spin-off show, House of the Dragon. This is going to be season 1, episode number 1. I don't know if it has a name. It does. The Heirs of the Dragon is called. What I know about it, not a whole lot, honestly. I know it's about the Targaryen. And it's like in the past. I have no idea how far back we're going. After season 8 of Game of Thrones, like it kind of did leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth. So I wasn't overly excited, when it was announced, and over the past, months as well. However, I kind of, I was listening to the Game of Thrones soundtrack in my car, and I don't know. I'm in the mood. I'm in the mood to go back to Westeros, and I honestly think it's gonna be a good one. I think it's gonna be a pretty good show. So yeah, I'm actually really excited to get into it. This is gonna be my first video on the channel as well. So a little bit of an introduction. I grew up watching movies and TV shows. Movies mostly, like TV shows I got into like when I was, I think, like 13 or something. And I don't know how, but I have like this enormous list of movies that I haven't seen. And I'm not talking about movies like Lord of the Rings or Star Wars or anything like that, because I have seen all of those. So don't look forward to any of those kinds of reactions. However, there's a lot of like great classic movies that I haven't seen, or even modern ones, honestly. And I think the biggest reason for it is either I didn't really have someone to watch it with, or if I'm by myself, I don't like watching movies just by myself. I like to discuss it with someone. And that's where I got the idea for this channel, is because, yes, I'm watching it by myself technically, but I am watching it kind of with you guys, if that makes sense. And I can like discuss my thoughts as well. And then maybe we can get into a little discussion in the comment section. So that's kind of where I got this idea, because there's a lot of things that I just really want to watch, and I just gonna have to go into it, and I thought this was the perfect opportunity to do so. So we are starting with Game of Thrones, or House of the Dragon. I already reacted to Fight Club. Unfortunately, due to technical difficulties, I wasn't able to make a video out of it. It's a big shame, because what a great movie that was. But if you want to get the vibe of like the kind of movies that I haven't seen, Fight Club, one of them, and there's a lot of movies just like that like Seven, for example, or Face Off, or I got an entire list on my phone, and the list keeps getting bigger and bigger. And honestly, like there's a lot of modern stuff that I have to get into, and obviously like this show that just came out, I want to get into some new stuff as well that is coming out currently, like Rings of Power I want to get into. There's going to be the new Star Wars show, Andor, that's going to drop soon, that I want to watch, because I honestly think that's going to be a good one. I haven't been a big fan of the recent shows, but I think Andor might actually be a really good one. So yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get into this episode. I don't know how this is going to go, because there's a lot of like copyright shit that I have to go through probably, but we're going to do our best, and I'm super excited. So without further ado, let's watch it. I wonder who's going to do the music for this one. I wonder if it's Ramin Djawadi, or because that was honestly the best part of the entire show.
King called a great council to choose an heir.
Where are we? Is this King's Landing? Oh, this is Harrenhal.
Only two were truly considered. Princess Rhaenys.
That's the city that was burned,
King's
right?
eldest descendant.
Show looks good. Like the costumes and the lighting and stuff.
The lords instead chose Viserys.
I mean, back then it wasn't really common for a woman to rise to power, right? I feel like, I think Cersei and Daenerys were kind of like the first ones.
The only thing that could tear down the House of the Dragon was itself.
There it is, the House of the Dragon. I'm curious about the intro, honestly. It's gonna be just as much of a banger as the Game of Thrones intro sequence. It's now the 9th year of King Viserys I Targaryen's reign, 170 years before the death of the Mad King Aerys and the birth of his daughter Princess Daenerys Targaryen. Okay, so we're 172 years before the events of Game of Thrones, basically. I mean, even a little before that, honestly, but... It sounds like Ramin Djawadi, this music, doesn't it? Like, this is Daenerys, or Targaryen music. Could be a composer who's, like, trying to mimic. Is that King's Landing? Hell yeah! Wow, this looks great. Everyone's just used to it. Nobody's reacting to the dragon just flying about. It's not a very large dragon, I feel like. Might be a pretty young one, but maybe that's just a matter of perspective. Yeah, it's not a very big one. Looks a little different from the ones from the Daenerys.
Try not to look too relieved.
Hey, it's Graham McTavish. It's Dwalin from The Hobbit, and he also played in The Witcher. Wow, look at that dragon statue. That's awesome. It's kind of weird to see King's Landing with like all the Targaryen flags and armor. They're so used to the Lannister gold. We know this place. This is where Cersei made that map, right? In the last season. Cool. Alright, Rhaenyra. So that's the young girl.
I'd rather serve as a knight and ride to bustling glory.
So she's kind of like Arya. Arya was talking to Tywin about the Targaryens of Harrenhal, right? I might be misremembering, but I remember there was a Targaryen who was like very much like Arya, and she was like admiring her. This might be the one, actually.
Does my father know his head?
No.
Good.
Who are we seeing?
Gods be good.
Damn. Look at that throne. That's a whole lot more swords. So that's the brother that was missing from the small council meeting? Oh, it's him, Matt Smith. Wonder what his deal is.
Like what? Disagreeable.
Who are they to each other? Are they just friends, or more than that, or is he like a servant?
Home. The hour has grown late.
It's a weirwood tree.
Can you
What
say
is that?
what it is?
Is that grayscale?
Might I suggest cauterization?
Cauterization would be a wise course of treatment, Your Grace.
Can he burn though? Like, he's a Targaryen, right? Maybe he won't even do anything.
God be good. His family already has its
They
descendants.
seem like pretty decent people so far. I mean, Cersei was saying that whenever a Targaryen was born, the gods flip a coin, right? So maybe these are the good ones. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. I mean, it seems that she is also a Targaryen. I know that Targaryens kind of like mix and match with their family members, but I wonder who she is to him. If she's like a cousin or a sister even. It's possible.
I've lost one babe in the cradle, had two stillbirths,
Lost time
and
for
two
what?
pregnancies ended well before their term. That's 5.
That's rough.
And I'm sorry if I have failed you in that I am.
Is that because they share the same DNA that it fails? Never really heard about that. I like those gold cloaks that they have over their shoulder. I don't know if it's very practical in battle, but like looks good. What the heck? Are they just attacking innocent civilians? My god. Why? I know they want the citizens to fear them, but it's a bit much, maybe? Ooh, I love the helmet. That's awesome. Definitely making a name for himself. Oh my god, he just got disarmed. I'm gonna spank him in the butt. A little more than that. What the? What is that? No, did they castrate him? Oh my god. He's a little bit of a psycho, isn't he? Oh my gosh. Look at those limbs. Oh. It isn't an HBO show without some nudity and sex. She's got a great dress. Oh my god.
Queen Emma has begun her labors.
Alright. The heir is about to be born. You don't want to be present for the birth of your baby? Like. Alright. Nice job. What's that sigil? Bow and arrow guy?
I would gladly take it if I thought I needed
A
it.
Baratheon. Wow. Even have the sigil and the drums. That's cool. Oof. Alright. Is Daemon gonna fight?
Prince of the city will now choose.
Yeah. Alright, it's Daemon. Alright. He's gonna choose who he wants to fight. That helmet is awesome. With like the wings on top. That's crazy. So far I'm loving like the costumes. I feel like it's even better than what it used to be. I feel like in the last season of Game of Thrones, like everyone was wearing like black and stuff. Like I didn't really like that. Like the color just was taken away from the entire show. It feels like I haven't seen like a big like intro sequence. I wonder if that Targaryen logo was just it. Oof. Kind of got wrecked there for a second. Oh, damn. He wrecked that horse. Is that legal? Oh, poor thing. Oof. He like scraped on the inside of his helmet, I think. Is that his daughter? They were giving each other a look. Might be his daughter. Oh, there's something wrong with the pregnancy?
What's happening? The infant is in breach, Your Grace. All attempts to turn the babe have failed.
Is this like...
We've given her as much milk of the poppy as we can without risking the child. Your queen is a strong woman. She's fighting with all her might.
Do they have to like kill her to preserve the baby kind of deals?
It's all right. This is all right.
Man, this is rough. Jeez. He's pissed off. Kind of reminds me of the mountain. Oh, oh my god. Even he was throwing up. It's crazy that kids used to watch this shit, man. Oh my god, is she like taking off her nails? Like, what the heck?
Your Grace, if you would.
Is she dying? I feel bad for her, man. She seemed like a decent woman.
It sometimes becomes necessary for the father to make an impossible choice.
Save the baby or save your wife. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought that was gonna happen. Jeez.
A technique is taught at the Citadel which involves cutting directly into the wound to free the
Oh.
infant. But the resulting blood loss...
7 house bells.
They haven't really done that before. That's like a new technique.
You can save the child.
We must either act now...
I mean, I think that's what the mother would want, you know, for her baby to live on. I think any mother would sacrifice herself for her child. Oh my god. His fucking... Oh my god. His like pieces of his face was just lying there. Oh, that's gross. His armor is dope. The detail is crazy. Is that the Cole guy? With the red shield? Yeah. This might be a challenge. He's gonna have to pull some stunts to win this one, I think. Alright, not bad. Did he get him? Looks like he got him, but... Is he not even, like, discussing it with her? It's just...
I love you.
Are they gonna, like, smother her with a pillow, or what are they gonna do? I mean, she probably needs to be alive.
Don't be scared.
Oh god. That must be terrifying. Oh my god. Without like anesthesia, like, oh my gosh.
Don't be scared.
Oh my god, they're showing it too? Oh. Ooh. Oh my god. Damn. Thought he was gonna pull himself up. Oh, he's got one of those. A Morning Star, is that what it's called? I feel like he's gonna beat him here, though. Oof. Broke the freaking shield. Wanna have a steel shield for this. He's gonna kill him, like... There's no way he's gonna let him live. He's embarrassed in front of the entire city, like, he's gotta take his revenge. Oh, it's crazy that they're showing it, too. Oh my god, it makes my skin crawl. They're showing just enough just to make you uncomfortable, you know? Oh. You got him down. Yeah, she's dead. So much blood, oh my god. Come on, Damon. Pull through. Nice. Get your sword. He is a showman. I'll give him that. I was gonna say, man, dude. Don't turn your back to your opponent. Nice. Got a little dagger. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Is it? Did he just yield? Yeah, she did. Man. I mean, we knew it was gonna happen, but... Sucks. Oh?
Oh, she locked.
He's got a little thing. Got a little thing for the princess here. Oh my god, man.
Congratulations, Your Grace.
It's a boy?
You have a son.
Yeah. Her last gift. I mean, if it wasn't a boy, he needed to get another wife. Like, he needs an heir.
Bale.
Balon the Great? Or Baelor? Did he say Baelor? Is that where the sept was named after? I said Balon, but I think it's Baelor. Her mother just died, man. She had no idea. Yeah, there's the pyre. Wait, what was that? That was such a small, like, bundle. It almost looked like a baby. Man, these outfits are freaking fantastic, man. Yeah, the baby died. Oh my god. The baby freaking died? Like, they sacrificed her for nothing then. Jeez. Dracarys? Is that what we're waiting for? Come on, you can do it.
Dracarys!
Phew. I wonder what this guy's deal is. I don't really trust him. I feel like he's got his own agenda. You know, kind of like a little finger kind of deal.
This is the last thing any of us wish to discuss at this dark hour, but I consider the matter urgent. What matter? That of your succession.
Yeah.
The succession is already set. By precedent and by
Daemon?
law.
Shall we say his name? Daemon Targaryen.
He's like pro-Daemon. He's listening in.
The gods have yet to make a man who lacks the patience for absolute power, your grace.
Not a bad argument.
I will not sit here and suffer crows that come to feast on their corpses!
I mean, it's, again, like, it's rough, and you don't want to replace the woman you love, but he technically could still get another wife and get another son. It's not impossible, but maybe at his age, it's kind of like very improbable. I don't know. Yeah, he's scheming, man. I don't trust this guy. Is that his daughter? Like, are we gonna have that answered now? What's going on? Why is she crying?
I found myself thinking of your own mother today.
Okay. Well, at least we know now.
I thought you might go to him, offer him comfort.
In his chambers.
What is he planning? Does he want power? Like,
You might wear one of your mother's dresses.
oh my gosh. Like, I feel like he almost wants to, like, get her pregnant with his child so he can be in power or something like that. I don't know. Who's this guy? Oh, that's... Never mind. That's the king. He kind of looks a little different there in the light. Is he staying at a brothel? Hardly seems like an establishment for a prince. Or maybe it is. Is that the girl that he was with the last time?
The gods give just as the gods take away.
He toasted Prince Balon.
To the king's son.
Oh, it is Balon. I did hear that correctly then. I never expected him to die, so I thought it was going to be Baelor, but...
He doesn't protect you. I would.
From what?
Yourself. You're weak.
I think he's not wrong.
I have decided to name a new heir. I'm your heir.
It's going to be his daughter. It's tense. All right, he's going. I love the like white hair on the black and red garb. It's great. What is that? Did he cut himself again? Wow, look at that skull.
Balerion was the last living creature to have seen old Valyria before the Doom.
That's the name, Balerion.
Everyone says Targaryens are closer to gods than to men. But they say that because of our dragons. Without them, we're just like everyone else.
True.
If we don't mind our own histories, it will do the same to us. Targaryen must understand this to be king. Or queen.
He's laying it on her.
I'm sorry, Rhaenyra. I have wasted the years since you were born, wanting for a son.
That's gotta be much for
Corlys of House Velaryon.
I really thought that like Cersei and Daenerys were like the first like queens.
And shall defend them against all enemies in good faith.
I really hope she doesn't betray Rhaenyra, because she is like the daughter of that scheming bastard. So,
But the Iron Throne is the most dangerous seat in the realm.
I mean, you keep cutting yourself, so definitely.
I pledge fealty to them.
Is that his dragon?
Deceit.
Damn, look at that thing.
I, Ormond Baratheon, promise to be faithful.
Baratheon pledges fealty.
I, Rickon Stark.
Rickon Stark.
And whatever dwells within will destroy the world of the living. When this great winter comes,
They're already talking about like the long night and stuff.
Lord of the Seven Kingdoms and protector of the
I
realm.
feel like the CGI for the dragons is a little it's not as good. I feel like the animation feels a little weird. I don't know. It doesn't really bother me, but I could definitely see it's not as good. I wonder if this guy, this scheming guy, I don't know his name, but I feel like maybe he wants her as a queen because he can manipulate her. Maybe. Is that the end? Yep. I'm curious who did the music. I'm gonna check. Riet Raman Djawadi. There it was.
All right. Well, that's the end of that. Oh my gosh. Well, I think that was a pretty strong opener, honestly. I do think like that there wasn't really a whole lot of like action. Like I feel like the show needs to pick up a little bit, but it's the first episode, so I'm not like, it's not a complaint, it's not a critique. But so far, like, not a whole lot has happened. It's just I think that the biggest thing in this episode was just the death of Emma, I think her name was, and the death of the son, obviously. But they're establishing the groundworks, and I think it's definitely better for what we've seen from Game of Thrones season 8. It feels much more like early Game of Thrones, you know, like it takes its time to establish characters, and the dialogue seems a lot better. Again, I think the CGI for the dragons was a little bit worse, but I could be wrong. Maybe if you put it side to side, it's equal. I don't know, but in my mind, just from what I saw, it kind of looked a little worse. But again, it doesn't really bother me. I get that it's a TV show, and there's going to be a lot of dragons in this one, from what I've gathered. So obviously, they need to stretch the budget a little bit, which makes sense. So again, it doesn't really bother me. I just wanted to point it out. Other than that, I think there's going to be a lot of characters to like and a lot of characters to dislike. I really don't trust that scheming guy. I still don't know his name, but the new Littlefinger, essentially. Like, I feel like he's going to have some things up his sleeve. I think he might want Rhaenyra as the queen to manipulate her. I don't think Viserys, I think that's the king's name, I don't think he's going to make it past this season. I think he might die in the next few episodes, honestly. Like, I think they want to get rid of him as fast as they can so they can, like, start manipulating her. But I don't know. Again, I hope they don't, like the friend. I don't know her name, but I hope the redheaded friend, I hope she doesn't betray Rhaenyra, because it seems like they're very close. Daemon seems like a character, and I think he's going to be a bit of a problem. Like, he's leaving for now, but I think he has some stuff to say about that. I think he's not going to take this lightly. And yeah, I think it's a good pilot, and I'm excited to see what else is in store. I think so far 4 episodes are out. I'm gonna do this like weekly. I'm gonna try anyway. I'm gonna have like 1 episode a week, so the episodes will be a little bit ahead of me. Like next week, there's gonna be episode 5, and I'm gonna be recording episode 2, obviously. But so far, I haven't really been spoiled. I've seen some pictures here and there, like on Facebook and stuff, but nothing that was really spoilery. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one too. I hope you enjoyed my reaction, and if you did, leave a like because it really helps me out. And I'll see you in the next one. Take care.